A lot of people want to talk about Tom Brady and the fact that he's been linked to all of these things over the last number of years. Miami Gate is now going to be synonymous with Tom Brady, just like Spygate, just like the Deflategate scenario, just like the, what was it, the 2017, 2018 thing where they were filming someone's practice. Tom Brady is just going to be connected, whether rightfully, unjustly, or unjustly. Tom Brady is going to be connected to scandal. That is just how people see him. That is just how the perception has been built up as. And Tom Brady was not suspended in this Miami Gate investigation. He was not handed a suspension. Tom Brady got off scot-free, and you have people, not a lot of Tom Brady fans, saying this is wrong. Tom Brady gets away with cheating all the time. Tom Brady is a cheater. He's a liar. This should impact the way we view his legacy. And to all of that, I say, nay. Because what are you going to do? Right? Here's my thing, right? What are you going to do, right, when a player wants to go to another team? Legitimate. What can the NFL do if a player is having conversations with another team? Like I said with the Miami Gate thing, when I was talking about the Dolphins, they could have punished Tom Brady. The NFL could very well have punished Tom Brady in this scenario, but it wouldn't have changed anything. You could have suspended him for 4 games. You could have suspended him for 6 games. You could have suspended him for the whole season. I don't think it changes tampering in the NFL. I'm so sorry. Who knows? It might be wrong. I don't think it changes the extent to where people tamper. All I think it changes is people's carefulness with their tampering. I think people will delete text messages. They'll delete call records. They'll do their homework and make sure they cross their I's and cross their T's and dot their I's. You know what I mean. They'll do all that stuff. But I don't think making an example out of Tom Brady was either necessary here, nor was it at all going to have any effect on the rest of the league. Now, Bills fans can go out there and say what they want to. Eat a Snickers bar, Bills fans. It's okay. We know why you're angry. But at the end of the day, Tom Brady didn't end up going to the Miami Dolphins. Tom Brady ended up on the Bucs. Tom Brady is still on the Bucs. He came out of retirement and went back to the Bucs. Sean Payton is nowhere to be seen. Todd Bowles is the head coach of the Bucs. So when we're thinking about all this, when we're talking about all of this, we really have to look. We really have to think, right? The NFL wants to come down on tampering very hard, right? They want to come down on tampering. They want to talk about how tampering is bad for the integrity of the game. Bad for the integrity of the game, even though the NFL goes against its own rules all the time. Their competition committee comes up with rules that contradict other rules they have. They claim to care about player safety, but then they don't. They're really inconsistent with how they implement those rules. Like it is. I'm sorry. I don't trust the NFL when it comes to this whole tampering thing and their view on tampering. Because on a list of things you can do in football, this is low. Like bad things you can do in football, this is low. You're telling me that talking to people, you don't think that any of these free agents do the same thing? Like really? Have we learned nothing from the amount of information that comes out? You don't think that Adam Schefter, who's out here weekly, like saying, well, we've heard from people close to the situation that X, Y, and Z is talking to X team. You don't think that there have been back channels that these players have been talking to other teams while they're still under contract? Of course they have. This happens all the time. It happens all the time in the real world. It definitely happens when you have millionaires who play a game for our entertainment. Trust me, guys. Trust me on this. Now, here's the thing. People want to say that, but the integrity of the game. what I care about, and this is, again, a personal thing for me, of all the scandals that Tom Brady's been associated with, of all those things, right, this is lowest on the list. It's way lower than Deflategate, way lower than Spygate, way lower than On to Cincinnati Gate, all of that. Like, and it's leagues below all that, because nothing materialized out of it. It changed nothing about the on-field play of the game. And at the end of the day, the Miami Dolphins are the only team that suffered from it. I mean, it is honestly laughable. And I know I have Kenneth here in the chat. Welcome, Kenneth, by the way. Is in the chat saying, Tom Brady is the golden boy. You're damn right he is. He's the greatest of all time. Just like Michael Jordan's the golden boy of basketball, Tom Brady's the golden boy of football, and he will forever be. I don't think there's going to be another player that comes around that is going to be as great as Tom Brady. And I say this as a Ravens fan, someone who's not inclined to like Tom Brady, someone who's suffered many losses against Tom Brady in the playoffs. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. He's the greatest player of all time. It's not even close at this point. It's not. And yeah, we can call him Golden Boy. The same rules don't apply to him. Yes, you're damn right. That's just how it is. But in this case, right? In this case, I really don't think it matters. Because at the end of the day, you cannot stop people from talking to each other. This tampering stuff, it is just a matter of whether or not you get caught. They got caught. It would have made zero difference to make an example out of Tom Brady, because it's not going to stop other players from doing the same thing. And at the end of the day, this really... Here's the thing, right? And I think this is an important point to take away from all of this. As fans, if we are pro player, if that's our thing, right? We want what's best for players generally. We want players to go and have a little more freedom and be free agents, right? If that's what we want, that's fine. Then why would we have a problem with a player vetting before his free agency? Honestly, why would we have a problem with that? Because let's say you're contracted, not even to a team. Let's say you're contracted to a job, right? And you know your contract might be coming up. You know that you might have other opportunities, and you might be hearing, "Hey, this other job's talking to me. Let's see what happens. Let's see what they got out there. Let's see what we can try to do over there. Let's see if they'll offer me more money." You're gonna talk. Everyone, that is a part of life. You're going to talk. And I know, Kenneth, you're saying, so if you're elite, you can break the rules. I mean, look, here's the thing. Deflategate, Spygate, Cincygate, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Bill Belichick, here's the thing. Of all those situations, Bill Belichick got away scot-free, and we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. But this is nothing when it comes to Tom Brady's legacy. This is nothing when it comes to whether or not he should have been suspended. No. If you want to try to make the argument that the NFL now have a reason, quote unquote, to suspend Tom Brady, and they should use it, like they should make up for it or whatever, like they should use this to make up for past things that he may have been involved with. Okay, I kind of see your point more. But if we're just going off of this, don't suspend this man. Then you're going to have to suspend most of the league. Like, come on, guys. Like genuinely. Like, if Tom Brady were cheating, if we were doing Deflategate 2.0, suspend him. If we're doing Spygate 2.0, suspend him. But Miami Gate, of all the gates that have the controversies, all of these things that have happened in football that we call scandals, this is very low on the overall bar. Hey everyone, we hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Until next time, keep it real.